It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Lervig Aktiebryggeri in Norway, and this is a can of the Loudspeaker Pale Ale. The hops are Galaxy and Enigma. It's 5.2% ABV in a 500 milliliter bottle. Now, what's really interesting about this beer is this is the first, I believe it's the first time I've picked up a Lervig beer, certainly in the supermarket. Picked up some Lervigs definitely from British bottle shops, can shops, whatever you want to call them these days, but never really a supermarket, as far as I know, as far as I can remember anyway. If I have done, let me know in the comments box. Looks really good. Let's get the beer out into a glass, see what we get. It was in Sainsbury's supermarket, and it was £3.50 for a can. Now, I was in Norway just last week, and for a start, 5.2% ABV. You cannot sell beer in Norway in the supermarkets at 5.2% ABV. It maxes out at 4.7% ABV, whereas after that you have to sell it to government-owned bottle shops and can shops, which is I always find rather bizarre. The second thing is, even if you could buy this in Norway in a supermarket at 5.2% ABV, it wouldn't be costing you £3.50. It would probably be costing you more like £6 or £7 for the can. Norway is one of the highest taxed beer nations in the world, which is shocking, isn't it? None of us like to be taxed like this on beer. One finger white head, straw coloured beer, good levels of carbonation rolling up the side of the glass. Let's get the aroma. Very hazy as well. It smells terrific. Lemony, grapefruity, orange peel, tangerine. It smells fabulous, really fabulous. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Oh, that's really interesting. It tastes a little bit like berries. It tastes a little bit like strawberry or raspberry. But then in that taste, it's different. That second taste was different. That second taste was more of lime and lemon, with a little bit of raspberry or strawberry. That's a really odd flavour to pick up in certainly a pale ale. Is a little bit of raspberry, a little bit of strawberry. It's not what you would expect from a Lervig pale ale. Very juicy and refreshing. The first thing you get is just how soft the Norwegian water is. Now, this has been brewed and canned at Lervig. I think they might be based in Stavanger. Yes, certainly, yeah. It's Stavanger in Norway. I've never been to Stavanger. I've only ever been to Bergen in Norway. I've been to Bergen about 4 or 5 times, but never Stavanger. Maybe I can make an effort to go to Stavanger next time. But you're greeted with really soft, juicy Norwegian water. followed by a little bit of grape, a little bit of tangerine, citrus, touch of lime, touch of lemon. It's nice and bitter on the back end. It's not overly bitter. It's nicely balanced with that little bit of sweetness at the beginning with that like light wafer malt. Bitter on the back end. The question is it worth £3.50 a can? Well, I mean, it's a 500 milliliter can. Some of the other beers I've picked up from Sainsbury's recently are mainly in 440 milliliter cans, but they're higher in ABV. So I'm just looking at a couple here. One 6%, one 7.2, one 7.4, one 6.5. So I think what they've done here, Lervig, is that they've given you more beer. They've given you a 500 milliliter can, but they've given you a little bit of a lower ABV. A point of difference, really. A point of, do I want to be really drinking massively kind of like 7.4s and 7.2% ABV IPAs and stouts? Do I want that, or do I want something a little bit more sessionable? And I think to start off with, if you do decide to buy these new beers in Sainsbury's, to start off with, it's not bad to start off with an American Pale Ale. It's very drinkable, it's very refreshing. As I roll the beer around in the glass, the head retention is fantastic. The lacing on the glass is fantastic. Have a look at that head rolling round in the glass. Have a look at the carbonation as I rock the beer back and forth. Looks wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. A quick look at the ingredients. Brewers now, these days, they generally don't bother putting a big description on the back of the can. I remember when they used to have a big, long description about the beer. It's just the ingredients these days. Water, barley malt, wheat, oats, hops and yeast. And then ingredients in most other European countries. This has been imported by Cave Direct. I'm ready to rate it. Interesting looking can. Interesting looking label on the can there. I like it. It looks good. Nice and light and hazy. It definitely looks good. It smells good. Aromas of lime and lemon. That first hit of strawberry and raspberry, it's still there a little bit. And then the taste. It's juicy. Juicy, refreshing, drinkable. You definitely get the wheat. You definitely get that little bit of wheat in the mouthfeel. Yeah, it's a decent beer. Decent beer. I like it enough to give it a, I'm going to say 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.